What if I told you that one YouTube video would change my life forever? Programming my 8-bit breadboard computer. That was what the video was called. It caught my eye on the homepage. I had no idea that after watching the video, I would be inspired to build my own breadboard computer. Little did I know, however, as the great Murphy once said, what can go wrong will go wrong. Before I would even build anything, I would make the gravest mistake of my entire journey. A mistake that would cost me many months. This is the story of how that 6-week computer project turned into a multi-year-long endeavor. Our story starts 6 weeks before the end of summer, on a family trip through Norway, half of which I spent sleeping. Modifications to Ben Eater's design flew through my head, some making it easier to build and understand, and accidentally reinventing something known as the Harvard infrastructure. I guess you could say I'm better than those Harvard junkies, right?
Oh, you're an absolute... genius. You're a genius.
When my family got home from Norway, I got to work right away. Using the few chips I already had, most of them heisted from Colombia. Shh, don't tell them. The clock and the main computational unit came to life. Done within just a span of less than 3 days, I was proud of what I had already been able to accomplish. Of course, I was still missing the meat of the computer, the unit that would automate all the computations. For now, though, I was able to manually operate the computer. No problems so far. Meanwhile, I had ordered my chips, and all I had to do now was wait. And wait. And, oh, that was the doorbell. But, alas, it was not my chips. The next day, the chips still did not arrive. The next week, still no sign of chips. I was glum. I had already finished nearly a third of my computer within a couple of days. Now the only thing that was slowing me down was shipping speed. But after one long month of waiting, my chips finally showed up at the door. Within a week, I had completed the counter, and in the next week, the ROM was done. Everything seemed to be going perfectly. Now, all I had left to do was build the display, construct the RAM, and write the code. And this is when I began to remind myself of my fourth title. Professional failure. The self-imposed deadline of 6 weeks was looking more and more impossible. To add to this, school had started, and I began to busy myself with homework. The failure to finish it in a timely manner only served to discourage me even more. Surely enough, I was able to finish the RAM. My pace, however, had fallen off. The RAM was one of the smaller sections of the computer, yet, taking a whole month, it had taken me longer than any of the other units to build. And one big obstacle still loomed ahead of me: writing code. Despite what it may seem, I actually do not enjoy writing code. All this complex syntax demoralizes me. Don't even mention debugging. So, I put writing the code off. For 1 month, for 2 months, 3 months, until I couldn't stand it anymore. My computer had been sitting on the corner of my desk for far too long. It was time to make some progress. Winter break had come. Unfortunately, my family's trip to France had been canceled. My brother had died of COVID.
What do you mean? I'm right here.
The extra time was perfect opportunity for me to finally get the coding off my shoulders. So I opened up Ben Eater's series for a little bit of inspiration. And then it hit me. The code I needed was already written. Ben Eater had all his code available for free. Of course, I would need to make some modifications, but all things considered, writing the code would not take me more than a few hours. Yet still, I felt as if I had spent eons laboring away at this goal. I felt I had finally found what I had been searching for these past few months. There was just one thing left to do. It was time to begin the testing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Remember how I said I had made a mistake before I'd even built anything? That mistake was now coming back to bite me.
Ha! What a bozo.
Shut up. All the wiring I had done for the counter turned out to be total baloney. Not too much had gone wrong though. All I had to do was rewire a couple of connections and it would work again. Wait, what was that chemical smell? This was bad. One of the chips had short-circuited, meaning I would have to buy replacements. It would be another month until I could work on the computer again. I ended up making the same exact mistake once or twice more. The mistake itself probably cost me no more than 2 months, but the stress it caused definitely took a few years off my life. Finally, I decided to correct the pitfall I had taken. Finally, I decided it was about time to write something down, a plan I could follow, so I wouldn't fall back into this trap again. And just before the Ides of March, I finished my computer, just in time for my birthday. There was something I wasn't satisfied with, though. Something was off.
So ugly.
Mr. Cameraman, you're pointing at the wrong thing. Regardless, that's what it is. It just looks like a jumble of wire. We need to do something about that. Was I a fool for making this decision? Was rebuilding the whole computer worth it? Maybe in hindsight, it was a bad choice. Dozens of hours down the drain, just for it to look a little better. But maybe it was worth it. Now this is something I'll never forget. It's proud to be on my desk. Albert Einstein once questioned if an empty desk meant one had an empty head. Does this mean that a well-organized desk with a well-organized computer makes a well-organized head? My head is still certainly cluttered. At this point, I've kind of run out of things to talk about, but I want this time-lapse to be a little longer, so I'll just tell you some fun facts about this video. This took me over a year to make. There's over 9 hours of footage inside this video, although most of it is time-lapse. And the script for this video is 3 pages long. And now, all that's left is one final test.